So in this video, we're going to take a look at the different chemicals that we use. I'm going to go through each one, tell you what it is, and explain what it's for. Then I'm going to show you how to mix up your house wash mix for everyday washing. So start off at this end. These two here, the two pinkish and purple ones, these are our degreasers. So this is a general degreaser, and this is alkaline clean. We find these work really well. If you're degreasing somewhere or trying to remove an oil stain or something like that, or you've got a bin area that you need to clean down, or if you've got a workshop, interior factory floor or workshop that needs a good clean, then we generally find these are very good. We might even throw a bit of caustic soda in there as well on top of it to give it a bit of a help. But this alkaline clean and the degreaser, they're the ones that we use. We find they're very good. So next then we'll move on to the quats, or the muss and mold treatment. So there's two different strengths you can get this in. You can get this in a standard strength, or you can get it in a double strength. Generally we do a double strength. If you're working on a retirement village, then you always go standard strength. So what we generally do is we split it with water for standard strength. So we'd fill up a container halfway with water, and then we'd fill this, we'd use this, we'd mix it in with the water the rest of the way for the retirement village, because obviously on retirement villages there's a lot of plants and you got to be careful of that, and this will kill plants. So this one here straight, if you just put the Venturi straight into it, this one here is double strength. But yeah, on retirement villages we mix it with water, and we go standard strength. Next then, in these cans here, this can either be sometimes blue or it can be black. It'll never be clear like the other ones, and the reason for that is this is our bleach, our sodium hypochlorite, or our chem, or SH, or it's got a lot of different names. But basically, this is the one that we use for house washing. And we mix it with our Transwash, which is a surfactant, and we mix the two of them together, and that becomes our house wash. So I'm quickly going to go through that with you now. I'm just going to explain how they work together, what the ratios are, when you would adjust those ratios, and how to do it. So the first thing is you need an empty can. Okay, so this is an empty 20 liter. We would never ever use this one here. We'd always use one of the clear ones, okay? And generally, the way it works is we would put 3.5 liters of the sodium hypochlorite into this. Then we would fill it up with water, and then we would put in 1.5 liters or 2 liters of Transwash in with it. Now, the reason you do that is the sodium hypochlorite, or bleach, or SH, or chem, or whatever you want to call it, does all the work. But if you were to spray this just straight on the wall of the house, it doesn't stick. It runs off the wall like water, okay? So we need something to hold it on the house while it does its job. It generally takes about 8 minutes for this to work and to kill the mold and to kill the algae, okay? So this is also a disinfectant as well. So it's a disinfectant, kills the mold, kills the algae. But we need something to hold it in place on the wall. And that's what the soap is for. That's what your Transwash is for. So you mix this with this, and it will stick on the wall. But you can't mix them straight. You can't just pour this into this or this into this, because what happens is the bleach will start fighting the soap straight away. Okay, so you can't mix them together. So when you mix them in the jug, you put your bleach in first. You make sure that your jug is rinsed out. You put your bleach in first. Then you fill it up with water, and then you put your soap in afterwards, and then you mix them together. So when they're in the bottle, they start fighting each other. And if you leave them overnight, you'll find that the chemical mix, the house wash mix, won't be as strong, because the soap attacks the bleach, and it kills it overnight. It wears out the energy of it. So if you were to mix these two together, right, put them in this, and then leave it for a week and come back in a week's time, you'll find that the bleach is gone completely, and all you're left with some soapy water, okay? Because the bleach wears it out overnight. So if you make a mix up, right, you make it up in this jug, and you use only half of it, and then tomorrow you want to reuse it, you have to put some more bleach in, and you have to put a little bit more soap in again, okay? So it's like redoing the mix again. You don't have to use as much bleach, but you do have to put another bit in because it will lose its power overnight. Okay, so to mix it up, what you do is you get a jug, you get your bleach. So generally, as a rule, we don't call it bleach. We call it chem, or we call it sodium hypochlorite. We don't tell customers that it's bleach because they start getting worried straight away. So I'm going to pour 3.5 liters in here. So there's my 3.5 liters. Okay, so I'm going to pour this into my cleaned out container. So that in that goes. So the next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to put in my water because I can't mix the two of them together. So I'm going to put in my water. I'm going to let that fill up a bit over halfway. And while that's filling up, I'm going to take my Transwash and I'm going to pour in roughly around 1.5 liters, maybe 2 liters. There we go. 2 liters. Let this fill up most of the way. So the reason I'm letting this fill up most of the way is because, like I said, if I pour the soap straight in on top of the bleach, it'll start killing it straight away. And by the time I add the water, we'll have lost quite a large percentage of the power of the bleach. So you never want to mix them together. So in this one goes then. And then I'm going to top it off the rest of the way with water. So there we go, topped off the rest of the way. Okay, and then we're going to give this a good shake and a mix. So generally what I like to do is I like to just roll it around on the ground. Backwards and forwards, like that. Just give it a good roll around, and now that's ready to go. So that's how you mix it up together. So just to recap, you could put in 3.5 liters of your bleach into your container. So fill up your jug, 3.5 liters, put it in there, and then 2 liters of Transwash. Now, if you're doing a villa, or if you're doing a bungalow house, or if you're doing a white house that has a lot of green algae all over it, or you're doing a plaster house and it's got a lot of black mold, then you need to adjust your mixture. So then at that stage, I would put in 4.5 liters of bleach, maybe 5 liters if it's really, really, really bad, but 4.5 liters. And I would put in another, maybe another 0.5 liter of Transwash, a little bit less water in the container, and that way it'll work a lot quicker. This will make your life easier, okay? Putting this on the building first will make your life easier. Everybody thinks that water does all the washing. It doesn't. It's your chemical mix, your house mix. This is what makes your life easier. You put this on with the chemical tips, cover the house in this, and then you just come along and you rinse it off. It's really easy, okay?